نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد ونعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So indeed we have approached Ramadan. It's a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and also an opportunity for introspection of ourselves and to judge ourselves and purify our souls and understand the inclinations of our souls, to learn what are the things our soul is inclined to from the good and from the evil both. Indeed, the concept of purification of the soul as a whole is a central message of Islam. The prophets, the messengers were sent for this purpose. Their main mission was to purify people from the ills of their beliefs and of their actions. The soul, there is an eternal struggle in the sense that till we die, we will have to struggle to keep our soul upright and to choose the right from the wrong. Allah in His infinite wisdom created the human soul and granted it the unique ability to choose between the right and wrong. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned this in Quran in Surah Ash-Shams. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. And by the soul and He who proportioned it and inspired it, its wickedness and its righteousness, with the understanding of its wickedness and its righteousness. He has succeeded who purifies it, and he has failed who instill it with corruption. So when Allah is taking the oath of something, it is a huge, very important, magnificent creation of Allah. So soul is something, the knowledge of which is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have little knowledge of the soul. We don't indulge into finding things which of the knowledge of which we don't have except what is mentioned in the Quran and the Sunnah. So Allah is swearing by the soul, a magnificent creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This soul is granted the power to distinguish right from wrong, and it is given a free will to choose between the good and the evil. Success lies in purifying the soul, while corruption leads to failure. And humans are therefore responsible and accountable for their moral choices. Tazkiyah, meaning the purification of the soul, guides it to the righteous path, enabling it to fulfill Allah's commands in the best of manner. So when we have soul, it has desires, right? And its desires can lead people to be inclined towards evil. And if they don't control their soul, and then they don't purify their soul, the danger is that the people will fall into doing sins. And hence, the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can fall into them. So the trick and the struggle of every Muslim is to keep their soul upright from the negative desires and choose the right option when we have in front of us two options, two things to do. Either we should go there, do this, or not go there, not to do this. Whether you should take this or take that, buy this or buy that, take this job, marry this person, not that. So many options Allah has given us in our lives. So if we have a sound soul, if our soul is purified, then we take our decisions based on in the light of the Quran and the Sunnah. And those choices will ultimately lead us towards the path of Jannah. And this is a constant test that we have to pass through every day. So hopefully, inshallah, may Allah guide us. The dua is that may Allah give us the right understanding of distinguishing between what is right and wrong, and then Allah give us the ability to choose the right and do what is good for us, so that we get the eternal pleasure of Jannah. This is our aim. So this Ramadan we start with this dua that may Allah give us the Tazkiyah, the purification of the soul. Grant us the soul which is purified from the sins and evil. Ameen Ya Rab.